Hi everyone. Today I'm here to talk about Biden's new tax proposal, which includes IRS monitoring for bank accounts with $600 or more, which has been updated as of last week to $10,000 or more in annual transactions. I know that this is a hot topic for those who have privacy concerns, so I am here, Erica Martinez with Paragon Accountants, to help understand what this is really all about. All right, so before I begin, make sure that you listen through the entire video because I'm going to give you some key tips on how to prepare if this proposal were in fact to become law. Ready? Let's begin. Many of you are asking me in my office, what does this really mean, right? And so the whole premise behind this proposal is that the US Treasury has identified that individuals creating a tax gap, so those are the individuals who don't file tax returns, underreport revenue, or overreport expense, are going to cost the government upwards to $7 trillion in the next decade. Huge number. Yes, I agree. And the proposal is to help the IRS better reconcile what you file on your taxes versus what is actually happening in the ins and outs of your bank account. So before I go into further detail into that, I do want to provide a little background into what the current tax rules allow. And right now, under the Patriot Act, the IRS has the ability to levy or put a lien on your bank account. The difference is that with the Patriot Act, the IRS and the government have to go through a number of cycles and communications with the taxpayer before they can actually dive into your bank account. So it provides an extra layer of discretionary privacy that we currently have, that the banks and the IRS and the government are not allowed to just dive into your information without proper protocol and procedures. Under this new proposal, that would somewhat be eliminated, but I'm here to debunk some of the common discussions that are going around that I'm hearing in my office, which is, oh my gosh, if this proposal goes through, the IRS and the government is going to see every single transaction in my bank account. Not true, at least in the way that the proposal is written today, right? And that's what everyone's concerned with right now, is that I'm going to get all of my privacy is going to be gone. The government's going to see every single transaction. And no, as it's written today, what will be required by banking institutions, and that includes traditional banking, cryptocurrency wallets, applications like Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and then brokerage accounts, will all be subject to an annual reporting that strictly provides the IRS totals coming in and totals coming out. No detail. I mean, let's face it, if we all had to provide all that type of detail, how would anyone monitor this without an army of people auditing your bank reporting on an annual basis? So just to confirm for all of those super concerned with all the detail that would be provided, that is not true. I'm here to debunk that. The only thing they will be reporting is your annual deposits and your annual outflows, okay? That is still an onerous task for banking institutions and all those that qualify, no doubt about it, but it is strictly just an annual reporting of the ins and outs. Now that we've clarified that, what does that mean for you as a taxpayer, especially if you're self-employed? Let me give you an example. Let's say I have a client who has an S Corp and they are reporting $500,000 in gross receipts. Yet, per their bank account's annual reporting system, if this proposal were to become law, the IRS sees $750,000 in deposits. Ding! Here's where a potential review of your tax return and your bank account activity would come into play. This is the reconciliation process that our current government, under this proposal, believes that they'll be able to do to help identify those creating the tax gap, underreporting in revenue, overreporting in expenses, or not reporting taxes at all, right? So that $250,000 variance is what you'll be receiving a questionnaire on from an IRS letter and calling me to help you identify the next steps into properly responding to the IRS request. Now, it may be legitimate. It may be some capital infusion into your business bank account. It could be a loan that you took out for your business. But either way, that's what the IRS is looking for. They're looking for discrepancies between what they're seeing in your annual reporting from your bank institutions versus what you're reporting on your tax return. So people in favor of this proposal say, well, why would I care? If I'm doing everything correctly, I shouldn't worry if the IRS is giving us a letter requesting additional information. As long as I have the supporting documents, no big deal, right? Sure, it's no big deal, but most of us don't want an audit request letter from the IRS. And it's costly and it's time consuming, and now you have to provide additional backup and response within a timely fashion to the IRS. So yeah, sure, it's not that big of a deal as long as your books are in order and you're doing proper record keeping, which is why it is essential for you to have a tax professional or an accountant managing your monthly activity. Now, those not in favor of the proposal are concerned that not only are you giving up somewhat of your privacy, but this is a slippery slope, right? And I agree with that. I mean, there is some concern with how much is too much oversight. Well, I'm not here to say one way or another, but I think those are the things to take away. If you have differences between your banking activity and what you're reporting on your tax return, don't be afraid. Most of the time it's explainable and you can defend it. And if that's your case, then it's just one response back to the IRS should you be reviewed and requested for additional information, right? Now, when would this go into effect? Should this proposal pass, we're going to be looking at this enforcement coming 2023. So now's the time for you to prepare to understand this legislation and make sure that your business and your personal activities are above board and that you have the proper recording and record keeping so that should you get a review, you're not worried and frantically calling me. I'd love to hear from you now that I've given you my summary of this proposal and what it means should it pass. So please feel free to leave a message, provide me some feedback, let me know if there's any additional information you'd like me to discuss in future videos, and I'd be happy to address those in a new video coming up. Thank you so much for joining. Please like us below, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thanks. So thanks again for watching, and remember to follow us on social media for more financial tips, because your business is about more than just money. It's about building a legacy of abundance.